What's going on, everybody? It's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and I want to bring up some, let's call it anecdotal musing, if you will. It's something that I've anecdotally, of course, which means it's obviously 100% completely factually true, seen over the last, let's call it 6 to 8 months. Now, I'm going to expand on this just a little bit as well, because I'm going to use it as a comparison for the last maybe, we'll call it 7 years. Give or take, mileage may vary or whatever, but depending on whatever way you've looked at it, whatever messaging system, whatever online services, whatever way to communicate you choose, be it Discord, be it Skype, be it TeamSpeak, be it AIM, be it AOL, be it IRC, be it smoke signals, or even carrier pigeon, there's no denying it that over the last 7, 8, 9, 10 years, that piracy in relation to PC gaming has significantly dropped. Now, I'm not going to say it's completely disappeared whatsoever, absolutely not, but it's pretty much, anecdotally at least anyway, what I've seen has been almost non-existent. Ever since Steam became so easy and so just kind of saturated the market and became top dog, with their incredible sales as well as the ability to buy cheap CD keys from third-party sellers at any point in time. If buying games legitimately was so cheap and easy, why bother even pirating it? You wouldn't have to worry about cracks, you wouldn't have to worry about dodgy rips, you wouldn't have to worry about potential viruses or whatever. You could just go and pay a fiver for the game and just download it officially. It would pretty much work perfectly, or if it didn't, it would have some sort of support. Basically, it made it so easy and so cheap that there was almost no reason to pirate stuff. In fact, over the last maybe 6, 8, whatever it is years, I can realistically say I've seen people talk about pirating PC games probably maybe once or twice a year at best. That is, of course, up until 2019, which we'll get to in a moment. But you see my point here. I mean, let me give you a good example. Way back in the day, we're talking 2005 to maybe 2008, 2009, when I had an old school gaming PC, my first custom built gaming PC. It wasn't my first PC, but it was my first custom built one. It was top of the line at the time with an AMD X2 4800 Plus, which was the big dog at the time. Not one, but two GeForce 7800 GTX 512MB editions. They were king. And a whopping 4 GB of RAM. Back then, I would pretty much pirate every single PC game imaginable. Ones I did want to play, ones I didn't want to play, ones I might want to play, and just, well, whatever I could get my hands on. But as digital distribution got bigger and bigger and bigger and became easier and easier and easier and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, the kind of need or urge just kind of disappeared. And, well, let me give you a perfect example. Before 2019, I can remember pirating 2 games in the last, I don't know, 6 years, if not more. And I even have a giant asterisk beside the 2 of those games. Mainly because one of them I still have a working PC version, it's just kind of getting all beat up and eventually I fear that it's going to stop working and there's no easily properly digital version available. That game of course is the PC version of Breath of Fire 4. And the other one recently was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD. I was playing a little bit of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, I think it was the end of last year, I don't remember exactly. Might have been playing a bit of the fourth one on the OG Xbox 180. And I decided I want to go back and, kind of mess around with it. However, that game has been removed from Steam. So if you don't already own a copy registered on your account, you can no longer buy it. If you have it on your account, you can re-download it. But this goes and ties into the whole thing about it always digital future and licensing and publishing issues and all, which is a whole other video. But I'm not going to worry about that one just yet. But the point is, I had no proper legal way to get this game. It essentially doesn't exist anymore for anyone who doesn't already own it. So I hopped on my favorite little torrent site, I downloaded it, was done in a couple of minutes. Installed it and I had fun for about 2 hours or so, and then I uninstalled it. I mean, it was a nice quick run through, but the point still stands. The same with all the other people I talked to, real life, various different ways online. The last couple of years, 5, 6, 8, 9, whatever it is, the PC downloading scene and just everyone where it used to be so commonplace, they just don't bother. It just wasn't really the case. Up until 2019. When that little game launcher, that little icon decided to do some really shady stuff. That little icon, of course, is the Epic Game Store. Now, this is the internet, so naturally, you have to take this with a grain of salt, because, oh my god, if it's on the internet, it must be true, am I right? But ever since Epic have brought up the whole process of buying exclusivity, or at least timed exclusivity, especially in the cases of things like Metro Exodus, which had been available for pre-order on Steam for months, if not years, and was pulled just over 2 weeks before launch, and more recently in a very similar situation being Shenmue 3. 2 months before launch, the game was delayed again, and then subsequently announced pulled from Steam as an Epic exclusive for 1 year. Remember the Outer Worlds? Same deal. Was always advertised for Steam for the longest time. And then, oh look, we'll just pull it, hit him with the woo-wop, and boom, it's on Tim Sweeney's little boy. So over the last couple of months, we will go with 2019 in general. There has been an absolute exponential increase in wherever you look, whenever you look, in relation to whatever it is, an absolutely insane marked increase of people who claim to be pirating games or plan to pirate games. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole ethical issues or what I think about it or anything. I'm not talking about that in this one. I'm talking about the fact that because of Epic Games, it seems that piracy is making a comeback. Forget Justin Timberlake and bringing sexy back. We got Tim Sweeney and he's bringing piracy back. But I think it's really funny that when you look at it, PC gamers have historically been very vocal and very outspoken. When someone tries to do something that fucks us, basically, we will fight back against it because on PC, we're an open platform, we have freedom, we have choice, and we have the ability to fight back. The ability to say no, and the ability to say go fuck yourselves with these practices. We've done it several notable times in the past, including games from Windows Live when Microsoft tried to force us to use Xbox 360 and Xbox Live accounts, including pay for Xbox Live multiplayer on PC games, which we were having none of, to the point where we rejected that system so much it was removed after it was killed from gaming. And of course, Valve and Bethesda's little foray into paid mods. We shut that shit right down. So I just think it's really funny in that regard that Tim Sweeney, who claims to be doing so much for PC gaming and claims to be doing so much for Epic and the common PC gamer and gamers as a whole, he's basically damaging the industry by bringing all of this back. From going to see 1 or 2 people talk about piracy a year to, well, almost every article you can think of. Let me give you a good example as well. Anytime you click into anything Metro Exodus, Control, The Outer Worlds, Borderlands 3, and more recently Shenmue 3 as well, it's just pirate, 100% discount, completely free, everywhere you look. I know me, personally, when you think about it, the fact that I've pirated technically 2 games in the last whatever it is years before 2019, and here I am in 2019 already at that limit, with about 6 more planned for the rest of the year. I'm already sitting on Metro Exodus, which I've already downloaded a few days after launch, completed the whole thing, and Lord knows I don't have it on Steam and definitely not on Epic, as well as a lovely little cracked copy of Heavy Rain. Of course, Beyond Two Souls and Detroit Become Human are going to be added to that list fairly shortly, as is Control, maybe Borderlands 3, definitely The Outer World, and of course, Shenmue 3 as well, after I get my refund. So I just think it's really funny in that regard that he has inadvertently brought back piracy by doing all this shady bullshit that everyone hates and everyone hates him for. Lord knows I'm fucking not touching Borderlands 3 at all on the Epic Game Store. Maybe I'll torrent it and just play it that way for 6 months until it comes to Steam, or maybe I'll just completely wait and get it on Steam. But again, I just think it's funny, right before we ended off, from going from once or twice a year seeing it pretty much anywhere, total combined, to now seeing it dozens and dozens of times a day in pretty much every kind of article you can think of. Every type of communication form, every type of system, whatever it is. You look there, it's boom, fuck you Epic, I'm downloading this game for free, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So that one Timmy boy, kind of fucking backfired on you, didn't it? Anyway, let me know in the comment section below what you think of the whole situation. I don't care if you want to, more so I'm not asking about your whole views on piracy and torrents and whatnot, downloading games like that. It's more so the increase and the revival of it, if you will, thanks to Tim Sweeney and the Epic Game Store. Like myself, have you seen maybe once or twice a year mentions of piracy and torrents all the way up until 2019 when, just like me, you've probably seen it absolutely everywhere? Or are you not seeing it anywhere? Let me know all of that good stuff in the comments section below, as well as anything that pertains to, well, pretty much anything we've talked about in the video. Let me know all the good stuff in the comments section below. Hit the appropriate button to let me know what I did on the video, and while you're at it, why not head on over and hit the subscribe button and even hit the little notification bell. Granted, getting a notification from YouTube in current year is a whole other story, but hey, at least you can say you tried, am I right? As always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the rest of the videos in my channel.